Way back in December 2022, I did a cute little video about Steven Seagal hosting an AMA on Reddit.
Hi everyone, this is Steven Seagal. Yes, really, live from Bangkok, and I'm ready for your questions. I kick some serious ass in my new movie Code of Honor, in theaters and on demand tomorrow, May the 6th.
Granted, I was still raw and fresh to YouTube, so it wasn't the best video. But what cannot be doubted is the quality comments and content of that spectacular moment in history. Objectively, this must be the greatest interaction between a celebrity and their fans. Hands down.
Where do you buy your hair? Why do you run like a girl?
Do you live in Thailand because you're a pedophile, or just because you're so embarrassed by your terrible movies and general personality?
Steven, you're my absolute hero. I've watched everything you've ever been in, from Nico, to Out for Justice, to Exit Wounds, to Attack Force, to Lawman, to getting laughed at in live interviews wearing ballistic glasses, to getting accused of kidnap and torture, to not being able to fit through doors anymore. My question is, can I...
Oh, what's my sister?
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't seen part 1, I suggest you go and watch the video first, which you can watch here. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter which order you watch them in, they're both brilliant. At some point I promised to revisit this gem of a forum, and today is that day, my friends. Almost a decade after some idiot in Seagal's camp thought this was a good idea, it still brings me as much joy as having a tug while I watch a Steven Seagal action masterpiece.
You have 200 ladyboy erect cocks all in a line and you have to knock them down in one hit. From your extensive martial arts training, which technique would you use?
I'm one of the highest ranking Aikido teachers in the world.
Before we dive in, I'd like to take a moment to thank some individuals for their support during a time when the channel was in need of help, and they rallied around strongly. After my laptop was destroyed by a Van Damme hate group jealous of Seagal, these legends came to the rescue and helped me get a new system to continue the important work of Seagalism. Richard Music, Dennis Trainer, Funky Monk, Bob Bobson, Matthew Caldwell, Joe Hutchinson, Mikhail Mikalski, Green Cooper, Barrow O'Brien, Cat the Fantastic, and the other anonymous legends, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your help during this time. A special mention must go to Samantha Duncan, Scott Burgess, and Joker Lokerson for their substantial donations that made the return possible. Without them, I wouldn't be back so soon.
I fucking love you. I love you.
I fucking love you too. I fucking love you too.
Without any of you, I may not have been back at all. I thank you all for your faith in the channel and myself, and can promise I will bust my ass to keep this awesome community rolling forward and reward your trust. I love you all, legends. See you all on Sunday, and remember to bring your
Drugs and some women.
I'll just bring Paul over here. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
Now back to the brilliance. Now, I'm not even going to bother claiming any credit for the magnificence that follows. It's the heroes in the Reddit community that were blessed to be there at the time it happened that deserve the accolades. Your lunacy brings me pleasure.
How does it feel to be regarded as a complete douche and utter piece of shit?
Now, not all of the comments are blatantly abusive or meant for shock value, though that doesn't make them any less true. This man sums up everything perfectly in one accurate, concise post.
Steven just wants people to think he's cool. He made like 200 movies, he's wealthy and 65, and he's still insecure as f. How does this happen?
I'm also not going to bother going over the same comments as last time, but there are plenty more nuggets of gold that Big Papa Ponytail gave to us that I haven't covered in the previous video. And when I say he gave to us, I mean the people in the comments section absolutely go into town.
How big of a role did ladyboys play in your currently being in Thailand?
I guess this is a celebration of the people of Steven Seagal more than the man himself. I like to read these comments, eat a cookie, dream of snatched birthdays, and take joy in the fact that most of these people would have enjoyed this channel had it been around back then.
Did you ever take that guy to the bank? The blood bank?
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent. To the blood bank.
And perhaps our great combat wombat Big Papa Pink Eye cried a little when someone was reading him these comments. It's Hollywood. I assume most celebrities are illiterate.
Now we welcome one. Guys, I'm the worst reader.
Guys, I'm the worst reader.
Now, why do I think this Reddit forum would have been proud Seagalians through and through? Because a true Seagalian is knowing about a few core principles surrounding the great ethnic fluid calzone, Sensei Slovenly Ape, like his infamous role in playing in an all-black band between the ages of 1 to 7 years old.
I started playing guitar in Detroit in the 50s and I was in an all-black band.
We've all had a little chuckle at this, but what did people think live at the time?
Did you take up the guitar because you thought it would get you punani?
He's been playing guitar for like 85 years.
I learned that kick, 40 years ago or 30 years, 45 years ago, I don't know. Long time ago, and worked for the last 35 years or so to perfect it. I've been doing the martial arts for almost 50 years, and I'm getting better.
How was it an all-black band if you were in it? Did you used to be black?
I can actually confirm that he is still very, very
black. Y'all ain't got no crack up in there? You look like there's some crack up in there. Lord have mercy. So why they talking like that? Black.
One time you were excited about a project you wanted to direct, blah 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 blah. Is it still on the table?
No, I gave up on that like 100 years ago.
I've been flying planes for like 47 years.
Ever considered broadening your scope of things to give up on? Maybe acting or life?
Mr. Punchy Man deserved far more upvotes than he received for this insult. Subtle, calm, brutal. Now, here there is some confusion with the phrase snatching punani and snatching birthdays. There are people referencing both, hence the descriptions about female reproductive organs and taking someone out. It doesn't even matter because what follows is absolutely glorious.
I'm a cop and have been for a very long time. It's a street term that means to kill someone.
My family is from Jamaica and punani has a very different, more fitting meaning than the one you just explained.
I'm from California and I agree. It's slang for vagina. I'm from New York and vagina.
This gentleman took a different approach and decided to snatch Seagal's soul directly himself. I know he probably wasn't there, but if he was and did see these comments, I imagine his beady little eyes starting to water just a little bit.
I'm from Arizona and can confirm that you are not an actual cop. In fact, most people here consider you a criminal.
You're not a cop, you're a celebrity that gets to play cop. There's a difference, Seagal. I have family that were actually cops, you're an insult to their service.
These are the jets, these are the projects. Steven Seagal can save my life, because that's why I'm here.
I don't know about all this negativity, but he sounds pretty police officer-like to me. He even has his own little badge and uniform. Well, the uniform's not so little. But they do let him carry a little pew-pew, and he gets first dibs at all of the narcotics and the crack hose.
Hi, Mama. Don't come too hard when you get home. And I went in the house, I smoked the crack.
Now on to more important topics, like pretending you're a hitman, but you really sit all day and eat baked circular treats.
Do you think that it is possible to kill someone with a credit card?
1,000,000% possible if the credit card has been modified. It's a very easy thing to do.
This bloke gets a bonus point for this little chestnut jibe at his wife. Sorry, female Seagalians, but you know it's funny and probably true.
My wife is killing me with the credit card statement every month.
I've been using lethal credit cards for 76 years.
You see what I'm saying? These people know their Big Daddy well, and for that, they have my instant respect.
Hey Steven, big fan. I was wondering if you've ever off your mom's house podcast. So my question is, would you ever consider going on the podcast?
He knows about the podcast. He's been listening to it for like 67 years.
Big Papa actually responded to that with,
I'm open to anything.
I'm sure he is, if it involves sitting for hours and possible free snacks.
Follow-up question, how did you get so good at Kiki Punchy?
It's more pushy slappy. Pushy slappy is more appropriate, with a few shin kicks.
Why haven't we seen an Aikido-style best champion in MMA?
Aikido is not offensive, more of a defensive art. We don't really go on the ground a lot. It's an inappropriate art for MMA.
The first sensible response, almost as if he didn't write it himself. The real reason we don't see it is because it's far too dangerous and used only in certain situations.
AKA the shit doesn't work versus any other martial art. It does work against little kids, some women and drunks though. Is it an appropriate art versus disobedient women?
Aikido does work, people. It just works against blind people with no arms.
Now it's time to dive in and get personal with Big Daddy DVDA and appreciate his modesty, humility and grounded personality that he is so famous for.
You are planning to make a lot of movies scheduled for this year. What is your current biggest drive that motivates you?
I'm a champion and I want to remain a champion.
Ah yes, I am a Buddhist. The aspects, humility and compassion.
What exactly are you a champion of? Apparently killing dogs with tanks. That's the only thing I've learned from this AMA.
Not successfully promoting himself in an AMA, I can fucking tell you that.
Being not black in an all-black band.
Alright, let's just wind it up and let rip. Let the people be heard.
This is how full of shit Steven Seagal is. Someone asks him how many necks he snaps in a movie and his answer is, "I'm a Zen guy. You are the reason I have a ponytail. What powers can I expect in future?"
To answer any question in the most mundane boring ass shit way possible. Flight and weight gain.
And tank driving.
Why are you such a goddamn butthole?
Which Eastern European country has the most snatchable or snatch-worthy punanis?
Why are you such a cunt? What is the most important thing that you would like people remember about you?
My greatest desire is that I'd made people happy, making the world a better place by giving some wisdom and joy to people.
And by driving the tank into that guy's house and killing his dog?
And by being accused of sexual harassment or even assault by almost every woman you've ever come into contact with?
You've already done this, Big Papa. You have already done this. Perhaps not in the way you would envision, but mission accomplished. Alright my friends, that's the end of AMA Part 2. Honestly, I could have made this video hours long with so much quality content from the Reddit community. Too many comments to choose from. But what was your favourite Big Papa slur today? The subtle jabs or the direct abuse? Until next time my friends, never think Reddit is a safe space for anybody. Definitely don't do a live AMA, but above all, stay awesome. Peace, legends.
Are you a sociopathic asshole?
Sunshine bright in the sky, and I'm free when I close my eyes. You're no more so in my sorrow.